Hello and welcome to this new chapter, Edit Notes in Midiof Ableton Live 10. Let's start with a Midi sound. We drag it into the Midi track and open it with a double click. Now I make the piano roll bigger, and here we have our piano roll. Here we have all the notes, from the lowest to the highest. This blue light needs to be activated to hear the sound. We can play the piano roll in several ways: with the mouse, with our MIDI keyboard, or with our computer's keys, activating this button right here. I am going to explain the correspondence between our computer's keys and the piano notes. The A key corresponds to the note C, the S key with note D, the D key with the note E, the F key with the note F, the J key with the note G, the H key with the note A, and the J key with the note B. We press the Z key to lower octaves and X key to rise octaves. Let's try it. Now I am pressing the A key and the note C3 plays. If I press the Z key once, it will lower one octave, so that when I press the A key, the note C2 will play. If I press the X key twice, it will raise 2 octaves. So now, if I press the A key, the note C4 will play. Here on the left, if I click and drag from the left to right, I can make the piano bigger or smaller vertically. The same applies up here. If I click and drag up and down, the piano roll gets bigger or smaller horizontally. OK, when we open the clip, we get a loop 1 bar long. I can make it longer by selecting the loop, pressing right click and duplicate loop. I do it again, so now we have a loop 4 bars long. To write notes, we can take the pen up here or press the B key on our keyboard. Now I can split the grid by pressing right click and choosing between fixed grid or adaptive grid. If I choose fixed grid and select 1 bar, when I click here, it will make a note 1 bar long. We can make the note bigger or smaller by clicking and dragging the note from here. If we select 1/4 bar, it will make notes 1/4 bar long. Let's try it. I select the smallest division in fixed grid and I write a note and zoom in. Now I am going to select in adaptive grid the narrow option, and small grids will appear. If I zoom in even more, smaller grids will appear. To delete it, I deselect the pen, I select all notes, and I press delete. OK, now in fixed grid, I choose 1/4 bar. If I want to write notes in a line, I take the pen and click and drag the mouse. To delete the notes, I do the same, click and drag. Now, in one line, I am going to write notes 1/4 bar long. In another line, notes of 1/8 bar long. And in another line, notes of 1/16 bar long. I can move the piano roll up and down by moving the wheel of the mouse. OK, to select notes, I deselect the pen and click and drag, making a rectangle. I can also select the whole line by pressing the piano note. If I click and drag on the piano, all the lines will be selected. By holding Shift down, I can select individual lines or even select different notes. Now I could move them by clicking and dragging, or with the arrow keys on our keyboard, up and down, or left and right. Depending on how our grid division is, the notes will move fast or slow. I could duplicate them by pressing Ctrl D. I could also raise or lower octaves by pressing Shift and then the arrow keys up or down. By clicking and dragging here, I could also change their size. I could go back by pressing Ctrl Z and return by pressing Ctrl Y. I can also select all of them by pressing Ctrl A. And here we have the Fold key that will allow us to visualize the notes that we are using. We can open the volumes window by pressing this combo here. If we click here and drag, we can make it bigger. All these notes correspond to their own volume bar. We can lower the volume of one single note or multiple notes at the same time. We could also draw the volume of the notes with our pen. We can make our loop smaller by clicking and dragging it from here. And with right click, we could crop our clip. For example, we want our clip to start here, and when it gets to a certain point, it stays here in loop. Let's try it. As you can see, we have two combos here. This one above determines the starting point of the loop, and this one below determines the starting point of the clip. Now, if I press play, it will start here, and when it arrives here, it will stay here in loop all the time. If I select the loop, I can move it left or right. I hope you found this chapter interesting and useful. See you in the next one.